Welcome to our first episode of the Family Sports Trivia Podcast. We are your hosts, Joanna
and Theo.
We are a mom and son duo who love playing games and trivia with the rest of our family, dad and son duo, Chad and Russell. Each episode format will consist of 2 rounds of sports trivia, and you can follow along at home or in the car. Let's get to it.
This episode is all about Super Bowl trivia. Each year, the winners of the NFC and the AFC compete for the title of the Super Bowl champions.
For this episode, our contestants will alternate questions, and we encourage our at-home contestants to either play adult versus kid or combine your powers to try to beat our contestants' total scores.
The first round has questions worth 1 point each, and the second round has questions worth 2 points each.
Today's contestants are Dad, Chad, and son, Russell. They're both Dallas Cowboys fans, and Chad coaches his school's flag football team, while Russell has played in 2 seasons of flag football and plays football at recess every day. As a family, we all watch a ton of NFL games and participate in fantasy football. Our contestants hope that they have prepared enough for this episode.
Daddy, how did you prepare for this episode?
I didn't.
Russell, how did you prepare for this episode?
I read Super Bowl books.
Well, hopefully that's enough. Our first question is for Chad. Chad, which score is not a possible end result in the Super Bowl? Is it A, 8-6, B, 35-31, C, 7-1, or D, 4-2?
I'm going to say C, 7-1.
That's correct. It is not possible to score only 1 point in football. All right, question 2 is for Russell. Russell, how many timeouts does each team receive in each half of the Super Bowl?
Three.
3 each half. That's correct. Question 3 is for Chad. Which teams played in the first Super Bowl, back when it was called the AFL-NFL World Championship game?
It was the Green Bay Packers and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Correct. Question 4 is for Russell. Russell, which player has won the most Super Bowls and Super Bowl MVP titles?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady is correct. He has 7 Super Bowl wins and 5 MVP titles. Question 5 is for Chad. After Tom Brady, this defensive player has won the most Super Bowl titles with 5 Super Bowl wins.
It's got to be a Patriot, right? Is it Mike Vrabel?
It is not Mike Vrabel. The answer is actually Charles Haley. He won 3 Super Bowls with the 49ers and 2 for this little-known team called the Cowboys. Question 6. This is for Russell. Russell, can you name one of the 2 teams tied for the most Super Bowl wins in NFL history?
The Patriots?
The Patriots is correct. The Patriots and the Steelers are both tied for 6 Super Bowl wins currently. Question 7. This is for Chad. Chad, which 2 teams have faced each other in the Super Bowl more than any other teams?
Could it be the Steelers and the Cowboys?
That is correct. The Steelers and the Cowboys have played each other in the Super Bowl 3 times. Question 8. This is for Russell. Russell, what is the name of the Super Bowl trophy?
The Vince Lombardi Trophy.
Very good. Yes, it is the Lombardi Trophy. Vince Lombardi was the winning coach of the first Super Bowl. Question 9. This goes to Chad. Chad, which stadium has hosted the most Super Bowls?
Oh, stadium. Let's see. They keep going around to the same ones. I'm going to have to guess. It's either between the Superdome in New Orleans or in Miami. Those two are probably the two most popular. So I'm going to guess probably New Orleans, the Superdome.
Correct. The Superdome in New Orleans has hosted the Super Bowl 8 times. Question 10. This one goes to Russell. Russell, who is the youngest quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl?
Is it Tom Brady?
That's a good guess, but no, it is Ben Roethlisberger at the age of 23. All right, question 11, and these are going to be your last questions for the first round. So question 11 for Chad. Chad, which quarterback has rushed for the most yards in Super Bowl history?
Is it as obvious as Patrick Mahomes, or is it somebody like throwback, like Steve Young or somebody? I am going to guess Steve Young.
Sorry, that is incorrect. It is actually Jalen Hurts for 70 yards in 2023. I know it's a game we don't want to remember around here. Okay, question 12. And this is your last question for round 1. Russell, who is the oldest quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl?
Tom Brady?
That's correct. So that's the Tom Brady we know and love, the old guy. Yeah, he was 43 when he won his final Super Bowl. Okay, Theo, what is the score after round 1?
So Daddy has 4 and Russell has 5.
Wow. Okay. Families at home and in the car, what was your score? Did you beat Chad and Russell? Before we get into round 2, our next segment is called the Sports Stat Corner, where we explain a sports stat related to our episode. This week's sports stat is the Super Bowl coin toss. Before the start of each Super Bowl, the captains of each team meet the refs in the center of the field while the away team calls the coin either heads or tails. The ref then tosses the coin at least 3 to 4 feet into the air for fairness. Whichever team wins the coin toss chooses to either receive the opening kick or to defend a specific goal. While the Super Bowl is played at a neutral site each year, there are still home and away teams. Just like all other NFL games, the away team gets to choose between heads and tails for the opening coin toss. Home and away designations for the Super Bowl alternate between conferences each year. The longest ever streak for one result went from Super Bowl 43 to Super Bowl 47, when it landed heads 5 straight times. There have been 3 stretches in which the Super Bowl coin toss landed tails 4 straight times. Through Super Bowl 59, tails has appeared 31 times and heads has appeared 28 times, for about a 53 to 47% split. The team who won the coin toss has gone on to win the game 26 out of 59 times for a winning percentage of 44%. A coin toss is theoretically a 50-50 chance of tossing either a heads or tails. So over the course of many years, both of these outcomes should get closer and closer to 50%, but only time will tell. The Super Bowl coin toss is a very popular betting prop, with wagers on either heads versus tails, the winner of the coin toss, and even if the winner goes on to win the game. Join us next episode for our next Sports Stat Corner. All right, we're on to round 2. Round 2 will have 5 questions for each contestant, and each question will be worth 2 points each.
As a reminder, the score is Daddy has 4 and Russell has 5.
All right, question 1 is for Chad. Chad, which teams played in what's known as the Blunder Bowl, which resulted in a record 11 turnovers?
Man, this one's hard. I'm going to guess Titans and Bills.
I can see why you have blocked this from your memory. This is actually the Cowboys' loss to the Colts. Sorry about that. Okay, question 2. This is for Russell. Russell, which Super Bowl featured the largest comeback ever?
The Seahawks and the Broncos.
All right, that's a good guess. But no, we're looking for, in 2017, the Patriots overcame a 28-3 point deficit to overtake the Falcons. All right, question 3. This is for Chad. Chad, which team is the only team to win a Super Bowl without ever scoring a touchdown?
Oh, can I just say too, I forgot these were Super Bowl questions, so me saying Titans and Bills, obviously they're both AFC teams, and coming out of that break, my brain was not working. Only team to win without scoring a touchdown. Had to be a really good defensive team. I'm going to guess it might have been the Steelers.
Incorrect. We are looking for the Baltimore Ravens in 2001. And Russell's looking a little happy over there that you've missed these first 2 questions. So, question 4, let's see if Russell can keep his lead here. So, Russell, can you name one of the 2 NFL franchises that won the Super Bowl at their home stadium?
The Saints?
Not the Saints. It was the Tampa Bay Bucks in 2001. And the LA Rams did it at home in 2022. All right, question 5. This is for Chad. Beginning in the 1970s, which teams are considered to be dynasties in their respective decades? So we're looking for answers like in the 70s, this was the dynasty. In the 80s, the 90s, 2000s, and beyond.
Oh man, okay. Got to start in the 70s. The 70s had to be Cowboys. Cowboys were a dynasty. 80s were the Niners. 90s though, Cowboys came back. Cowboys were a dynasty in the 90s, and then 2000s would have to be the Patriots, and same with the following decade, Patriots and Patriots.
All right, you were pretty close there. However, in the 70s, we actually would give that dynasty to the Steelers because they had 4 wins between 1974 and 79. But you were correct with the 49ers in the 80s and the Cowboys in the 90s. We'll give you the Patriots in the next 2 decades, but we're really thinking the Patriots had a dynasty from 2001 to 2018, but then the Chiefs kind of had their own mini dynasty for 3 wins in the 4 years following that. All right, question 6. This one's for Russell. During the Patriots dynasty, which is the only team to beat them in the Super Bowl and did so twice?
This would be a good team. The Steelers?
Well, depending on who you ask, I don't know if we'd all consider this a good team, but it was actually the New York Giants. The New York Giants and Eli Manning are considered to be like Tom Brady's kryptonite. All right, question 7. This is for Chad. Chad, 3 teams lost in consecutive Super Bowls. Which team lost in the most consecutive Super Bowls?
Oh, that is the Buffalo Bills. They went to 4 consecutive Super Bowls and lost all 4. Correct?
Correct. Yep. Unfortunately, I know you lived that, and that's why you're a Cowboys fan. But yeah, they lost 4 straight. First to the Giants, then the team formerly known as the Redskins, the Cowboys, and then the Cowboys. All right, question 8. This is for Russell. Russell, which 4 NFL teams have never won a Super Bowl?
Titans? Lions?
All right. Any other guesses?
No.
All right. Yeah. So the Titans actually have won a Super Bowl, but the Lions is a team that unfortunately has still never won a Super Bowl. The other 3 teams are the Browns, the Jaguars, and the Texans. All right. Good effort there. Question 9. This is for Chad. Which college has produced the most quarterbacks to start in a Super Bowl?
Is it Michigan?
It is not Michigan. The answer is Cal, the University of California, Berkeley. There have been 5 quarterbacks from Cal to start in the Super Bowl. Joe Kapp, Craig Morton, Vince Ferragamo, Aaron Rodgers, and Jared Goff. Rodgers is the only one to win the Super Bowl, while Morton is the only one to start in 2 for different teams. All right, and our final question for today is for Russell. Russell, which team is considered to be the most dominant single-season team in NFL history?
The Patriots?
I know in your young life you have been conditioned to think that, but actually the answer is the 1985 Chicago Bears with 2 shutouts in the regular season and 2 shutouts in the playoffs, leading the league in the fewest points allowed. All right, thank you so much to our contestants. And Theo, what was that final score again?
Daddy 6, Russell 5.
All right, well, that means until our next episode, Chad will have bragging rights in our home.
Woohoo!
Thank you all for joining us, and we hope you'll tune in for our next episode. Thanks so much.
Bye.